The West Highland Way is a 96-mile through hike that stretches from the suburbs of Glasgow all the way up to Fort William and Ben Nevis. The trail goes through 3 separate ecosystems: farmland, Loch Lomond, and the Highlands. Most people complete the trail in 6 to 10 days, and there are inns and bountiful camping options along the way. I have loved Scotland ever since I visited in 2024, and after months spent dreaming about this trip, it was finally time to complete my first through hike. Of course, there are plenty of ups. Absolutely insane. We're honestly feeling pretty good. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. Wow, we're just hiking in the clouds. This is stunning. And plenty of downs. Playing with time a little bit. A lot of tick-infested tall grass. I think I'm gonna perpetually worry about lodging until we're done with the trip. We're feeling very tired. I don't know, I'm getting a little emotional. But it is above all an epic adventure. Crashing out. This is documentation that I was at one time optimistic, if anything, are slowed down by sheep. She did this hike when she was pregnant, which is a very humbling experience right now. It is raining quite a bit. The trail starts in an unassuming suburb of Glasgow, so the first thing we had to do was get out there. We're about to start the trail. Feeling very excited. Do you want to be in it? The trail begins by going under this cool arch, and then you're walking through what honestly feels like a city park for the first couple of miles. The good news was it was pretty flat. Okay, we're just walking along. Haven't really seen too much so far, but it's been very pretty along a little brook and trail. 1 mile in, we had a slight hill that kind of got me out of breath, but otherwise it's good and it's very pretty, and there's been no one here. It's kind of just us, so we'll keep you updated. At this point, morale was about as high as it could possibly be, mainly because we were so excited to just start the trail. All those nerves were pushed to the side and we were moving. Okay, 4 miles in. It's been very chill so far. Super pretty. We've had wonderful weather. Not too hot, not too cold. And I think now we're potentially looking for a nice spot to have breakfast, and then we're continuing onward. Hi, dear. Rolling over on his back. You get out of the city pretty quick, and it starts to feel like farmland very shortly after starting. Okay, we have spotted our first coos of the trip. Warning, warning, these are the only coos we saw on the whole trail. We thought we were gonna see way more. At mile 7-ish, and we are gonna do a whiskey tour. So
first thing we've eaten all day.
Yeah, we
probably not a good idea.
We were originally supposed to have the tour at 11:30 and we were gonna chill for a little bit, but we have a lot of stuff we wanna do later in the day. So we just asked them if we could do the tour now, basically, and they said yes. So We'll see how it goes.
We met a really nice guy with a kilt
yes.
hiking on the trail. And we saw coos. We saw more coos.
We saw so many coos. It's been great so far. We're having a blast, not too tired. It's nice to get the backpacks off. So yeah, let's go drink some whiskey. So I didn't quite explain this the best, but basically about 6 or 7 miles into the West Highland Way, there's a very famous whiskey distillery that you can stop at to just have a tasting, and it was honestly a really cool experience, as you'll about to see. I'm not the biggest whiskey drinker, but I really enjoyed it.
Yes, burn, yeah. For me, it does tend to burn me a bit here at the back of the throat and here.
We did the distillery. It was pretty fun. And they got us in for an earlier slot, so we're technically a little bit ahead of schedule. We're gonna walk another kilometer and then go to
Turn Up the Beat
to eat a quick lunch, and then we actually have a lot of hiking left to do today. So one thing that's been interesting is at the beginning of the trail, there was like no other people on it. I think we are kind of in the middle of a wave right now. Like I can see the trail and there's
packed.
Yeah, there's people.
Yeah.
So that makes it more fun.
We didn't see anyone for the first 5 miles.
Like no one.
Not a single person.
No one. So this will be good. And it's been really fun. Everyone's been so nice to talk to. So honestly,
so nice.
There being more people is...
We talked to a man in a kilt. I should probably said that in the last vlog.
You did. You did. Okay, we'll check in at Turn Up the Beat. We got caught in a hailstorm since the last time we checked in.
Literally 10 minutes.
Yeah, it lasted like 5 minutes. We got drenched though, but we're at Turn Up the Beat and we're gonna eat. Oh, it's perfection. I give Turn Up the Beat a very high score.
Yeah.
It was honestly really good and morale is back. So we're just gonna continue on hiking through the afternoon. We met a lovely girl named Rebecca and ended up hiking with her for a good part of the afternoon, just through rolling farmland and way out into the country of Scotland. We are still going.
Mile 17.
We just passed the kind of turn off to Duconic Hill. So we're definitely playing with time a little bit. I think we're gonna be fine, unless Conic Hill takes a lot longer than expected, which hopefully obviously it doesn't. We are starting to feel a little busted. Like, just
shoulders.
Yeah.
Have a headache from maybe not eating enough.
Yeah. But we just ate some food, drank a lot of water, and are gonna try to just bust this out, listen to some Taylor Swift, and then get into town. We're 3.25 miles away. We'll keep you updated with how Conic Hill is. So Conic Hill is actually kind of an optional detour off of the standard West Highland Way, but I really recommend doing it. It's steep and it might be at the end of your day, but the view at the top is so stunning. And definitely worth it because you're gonna be hiking through that lake and on that lake for the next couple days of the trail. Okay, doesn't look that steep, but that is actually so steep. And we are like 20 miles in and I think we're both crashing out. But we're very close to the town. Go, Maddie. Okay, we made it to the hostel that we're staying at tonight. We got here, went and got dinner. We went to Oak Tree Inn. Maddie had a burger, I had pizza. It was really good. Maddie tried haggis for the first time. I think she liked it. And now we are getting ready for bed. I didn't film too much towards the very end, but our bodies are absolutely beat. We hiked a grand total of 21 miles today. It was, for the most part, really, really fun. It was a little stressful towards the end because we were trying to get to our destination with enough time to check in and to make our dinner reservation and all that stuff. But it actually ended up working out really well and I'm really proud of us. This was an intense first day and we did it, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. Body update. I have a small blister. I have all my toenails still, so that's really good. My feet hurt. I definitely think I'm gonna stretch tonight, but it was just beautiful. Scotland's so pretty. Most of the day we were hiking through a lot of farmland, and then towards the Loch Lomond section it got a little bit more hilly. We did do the distillery tour, which was super fun, and we also climbed Conic Hill. Conic Hill is no joke, but it's definitely a detour that I highly recommend. So we'll see. Tomorrow is going to be a lot of hiking along Loch Lomond, but hopefully we sleep well and I'll continue to take you along on the journey. It is a rainy one this morning, but we are starting off. Plan is 15 miles today, all on the lake. So we'll see how this goes. Cute outfit, slept amazing. Woo! We had not tested the ponchos out ever before using them right now, but they're actually holding up really well, so that's good. Most of day 2 is spent navigating this small trail on the side of the lake, and it was definitely a rainy morning. Okay, rain ponchos have come off, are on our backs, and we're gonna keep going. I did so much planning for this trip, and walking along the lake afternoon of day 2 was when I really felt like, okay, I planned this and I've thought about this for months and it is actually coming to fruition. The trip has left my brain and is real life. Okay, we're about 4 miles in. Think we're gonna be getting some consistent sunshine. We are on a beautiful stretch along the road and along the lake. Just gonna walk and listen to some Taylor Swift and hopefully have minimal pack and blister pain. But it's so beautiful and it's a different kind of beautiful than yesterday. So. So the Loch Lomond section has been on my blog post a harder section, and I was confused about why because it's just on the lake, but it's actually quite hilly. There's a decent amount of uphill on this spot. Okay, we've reached the next town. We're like 7 miles into the day and the plan is to hike 15. So we'll see maybe about getting food here and then we're gonna take a small break and then keep going. Okay, we had lunch. We're feeling very tired. Our bodies are beat up, but we're still going. We never lost sight of Loch Lomond for the whole rest of the afternoon. I don't know if I 100% recommend trekking poles for this trail, but they were really, really nice for this portion of the trail because it was a little bit rockier. So my feet are definitely hurting a little bit more today than yesterday, but the funny and maybe tragic part of it is that they are hurting a lot more when I stop. So when I'm moving, I feel, I mean, not great, but for the most part fine, but when I stop, I think the blood rushes to them and they start throbbing and really hurting. I'm prone to losing toenails, so we'll see. We'll see how this all goes. This is moss covered wall. Very Scotland thing. You can't really see it, but we're going through this massive fir forest right now and it's so quiet in here and oh, it's just beautiful. Okay, I think that was one of my favorite stretches of trail so far. There's something about big trees that just really appeal to me, and big trees that make a forest really quiet, and there was moss everywhere. Oh my gosh, that was so pretty. It's like 4 p.m. so it's definitely later afternoon. We have like 3-ish miles to go, so any sort of pickup at this point is much appreciated, and I think that was the pickup that I needed. That was so pretty. Wow, and this is pretty. We're just on a fire road, a road now for a little bit. One just kind of crazy thing about life and being alive is that there are so many beautiful places out there that you likely have never even heard of. Like, we spent the whole day on Lake Lomond, never even heard of it. I don't even know if it makes a list of places to visit in Scotland if you're from the United States because we're so tourist centric. This is stunning and it just makes me so excited that there's so much beauty in the world and there's so much to see. Feeling very grateful, feeling very tired, but trying to look on the positive side on this end of day 2. Okay, so we have about, I guess, a mile left. Today, honestly, has been pretty uneventful, and we've really just been going along the lake. Lodging tonight is the one that I'm the most nervous about, and it's a little bit off the trail, and it doesn't have food. Our goal is to stop at the one place in town that does have food and get that, and then maybe either eat there or get it and take it all the way up to our accommodation. So we are unfortunately adding like 2 miles to the trip as a whole, but it's difficult to find lodging out here. I think campers might even low-key have it easier because you can camp wherever, but if you're not camping, there's really only a couple spots. So hopefully this all works out, and if it doesn't, this is documentation that I was at one time optimistic, but we're almost done for the day. Okay, so kind of crazy turn, well, not turn of events. I think everything's still fine. It's currently 6:18. We have to check into our hotel by 7. I don't know where, side note, the afternoon went. We've been hiking the whole day. It just, time got really busy. So Maddie is waiting for our takeout dinner order, and then she's gonna walk, and I am gonna go check in and then hopefully walk to meet her so that she doesn't have to carry all the food. But oh my gosh, my feet are hurting. But hopefully this all turns out okay, and hopefully the hotel is nice and okay and everything works. Okay, we made it, had dinner. Now I'm currently sitting on the floor of our bunkhouse, rubbing my feet. They are in, no blisters, but they are in so much pain. Holy moly. So it's like 7 p.m. now. We're probably just gonna chill and then tackle day 3 tomorrow. Okay, good morning. It's the start of day 3. Clearly it is poncho time. I'm really worried because last night I tried to wash my puffer and it is just soaking up water. So it's raining outside and I'm trying, I don't know, to have it dry without having it, oh my gosh, my hair, be on me. So it's been an interesting experience. But we have quite a bit of hiking to do today and everything is wet, but you know, morale's still high. Ooh, poncho time.
Love poncho time.
The section of the trail is very rocky, so be careful. We are a couple miles in today. It started off super rainy, but the sun is out now, which just proves that if you're cold and you're in Scotland, give it 5 minutes, and if you're hot, give it 5 minutes. Patagonia is doing a lot better, has dried more in the hour or so that we've been out here than it did in our smelly hotel room last night. So that's great. And yeah, we're almost done with Loch Lomond, and then we're probably gonna see some new scenery. So it's very pretty. Feet are doing well. The mornings are always way easier than the afternoons, but we're doing fine this morning, and talked to a really lovely couple who once again thought that we were crazy for doing this hike in 6 days. But you know, day 3, we're still out here. I genuinely love Scotland more than I even have words to describe. I knew from the first time that I ever traveled there that it would be such a special place for me. And this morning we were chatting about all of the different hikes that we want to do and all the different places that we want to visit and adding so many different spots to our bucket list. But something about Scotland just keeps pulling me back. I want to come here and visit here as much as I can for as long as I can. It's such a special place. I think we might have officially made it to the end of the lake, which is very exciting. Straight from the lake, the trail definitely evens out with the rockiness, but it goes up a pretty straight incline for a little bit, and then you open up and you're in this gigantic meadow, and it's very pretty. And you kind of have your first views of what I guess are the Scottish Highlands. One absolutely epic part of this trail has been how much the scenery has changed. So we started in definite more kind of like rural country towns, rolling hills, and then the lake was beautiful, but was definitely like pretty rocky. This is just straight mountain, and I think the West Highland Way is designed to get prettier as you go along it, and I think we're definitely starting to see that. We're inside a bothy. It's pretty standard. Some nice cutlery. But you know, if it was raining really hard,
this would be clutch.
This would be very nice place to stay. We've had many fake outs with the lake, but this might actually be the goodbye. It's a very tough climb, but a very pretty view. Okay, we're going through an overpass now. I'm trying to find a spot to eat lunch, but there's a lot of tick-infested tall grass and very little shade. I was really curious about how people struggle with the heat on the West Highland Way, and it definitely makes sense now because there's a good chunk of the trail, I suppose, that is completely uncovered. But it's very pretty, hoping that we can stop soon, though feet are starting to hurt. I think we found our lunch stopping point. Okay, major morale booster. We're at a campsite. We have a picnic bench. We took our hiking shoes off. So a quick side note, if you're doing a long distance through hike, I 100% recommend taking your shoes off whenever you take a break. It will save your feet and save you from getting bad blisters. Okay, bye. And we ate food and we just want to sit here in the sun forever, but we gotta get going soon. But we're probably gonna sit here for at least the next little bit. And every single person that we've talked to on the trail today is also here. This has been a truly restorative stop, but unfortunately we gotta keep going. This section is interesting because it is pretty much like near a road, so you kind of parallel the road, and we're not super close to it, but we can definitely hear it. We are fully in the Highlands at the end of day 3. It's very pretty. I need to not get too focused on how tired I am and enjoy the views. Well, that is of course always easier said than done, but this was a really cool section of the trail because it actually felt like we were moving officially into the Highlands. We've definitely fallen into a hiker group today, along with the other people that are hiking the trail in 6 days. So it's been fun to kind of go along with them. But we have 4 miles to our destination. It's a little bit earlier in the day than it historically has been, so we'll see how these last couple miles go, but it's pretty. Okay, this landscape's pretty sick. We were along a power line and now we're like semi near the road, but it's very, well, so far, semi-gentle terrain, and it's really, really beautiful. Like there's just spectacular views in every direction. It's really reminding me of Isle of Skye, where I was last summer, and just loving it. Scotland, oh, it's so beautiful. This is definitely the highest our morale has been on an afternoon so far on this hike. We're honestly feeling pretty good. All of our GPSs say different things, but about 2 miles left. Also saw a Homemade Wanderlust sticker, which if you know, you know, made me smile so much. She did this hike when she was pregnant, which is a very humbling experience right now. We kept hiking and started seeing a lot less trees, but a lot more sheep. We're on probably our last break of the day. Supposed to be close to the town. It's really pretty. That I think is helping morale a lot, but feet are definitely starting to hurt.
And no town in sight.
There is indeed no town in sight, and we can see for miles. But, you know, we're faithful.
Best scenery.
And far out. Yeah, this is really pretty, and there have been sheep everywhere. Today I feel like we've really gone far. Okay, we're officially off trail for the day, and we are headed to our luxurious accommodations tonight at the Best Western, which is actually gonna feel pretty luxurious. Okay, day 3 in the books. This was a very interesting day. We started off with the Loch Lomond section and then went kind of through, I guess, the start of the Highlands. The highlight of the day was definitely lunch. That was so good. And just being able to sit. So I guess mid-hike report, because we're officially halfway. Feet are okay. No big blisters, just a lot of pain, honestly. I think getting out of the hiking shoes as much as possible is good. And honestly, the hiking shoes have been holding up really well. I don't think it's that. I think it's just the perpetual walking on them. Other body report, my shoulders are kind of feeling it. I'm also just in general starting to get a little fatigued, which I guess happens on a trail like this, but feeling good. Feeling very grateful that we are not camping. As fun as that would be, it's really nice to like be in a dry accommodation. We had amazing weather today, so that was great. I also wanted to do a little bit of a gear report. So far and away, the piece of gear that I like the most are my hiking poles. I got these, I don't even know what brand they are because you can't fly with them. So I got them super cheap at an outdoor store in Glasgow, and they have just been amazing. They saved me on the Loch Lomond section today. So these have been fantastic. My rain poncho has also been fantastic, even though it has a small rip in it. My hiking shoes are for sure getting a little dirty and beat up, but overall good. I'm eating my food. Morale-wise, I'm good. I think I'm gonna perpetually worry about lodging until we're done with the trip. I'm trying to like rest as much as possible, and then when I'm out on the trail, just really try to enjoy it. So 3 days done, halfway there. I will see you tomorrow for day 4. We have a lot of fun things in the works for that, including a dinner reservation at a place I'm really excited about. Good morning. It is a chilly and windy start to day 4, but we are hiking about a mile from Crianlarich back up to trail, and then we're going to try to go to Bridge of Orchy today. I've read online that it's supposed to be a really pretty hike. We're definitely in the mountains, and we're starting off pretty early today because we have a 5:30 dinner reservation at basically the only restaurant in town. So we are up bright and early. Sleep report, I slept really well. In the middle of the night, I had some hip pain, which kind of stressed me out because I had a pretty bad hip injury last year. This morning it feels fine, so we're just gonna take it easy. My pack definitely feels lighter. I have less snacks today. I might need to restock, and my toiletries, I'm using a lot of them. But absolutely stunning this morning. We might get rained on, although it's not raining just yet, and we're just gonna go out and hike away and enjoy the views here on day 4. We're officially at the official halfway point. Very exciting. We didn't even know that last night, but halfway through the West Highland Way. The first part of the trail today goes through what is essentially like logging land, and even though it's pretty ugly, the view around the trail is very pretty. We're now hiking through a very pretty pine forest. I'm such a sucker for the forest route. We've had some really beautiful routes through very pretty pine trees. Like right now, this is so gorgeous and peaceful and quiet and green. Okay, we're hiking along the road now for a little bit. We'll see how this goes. This very randomly ended up being one of the prettiest sections of trails. You were just going through farmland the whole time, and there was just so much beauty and magic to see. This has been a very beautiful stretch of trail, although it's a little cold. Kind of passing through farmland and a bunch of sheep. This is a stunning section of the trail, and we, if anything, are slowed down by sheep. Trail has honestly been really easy so far this morning, except we both really have to pee. And we're going through what's basically farmland / there hasn't been a good spot. And we're 2 miles from Tindrum. So we're gonna find a spot to pee. Okay, peeing was successful. We're feeling very good. And now we just have a mile or so until Tindrum. It's still pretty brisk out here, but it hasn't rained, so that's nice. If you're thinking about dividing the trail up into more than 6 days, Tindrum is an awesome place to stay. The trail cuts right through it, and it has lots and lots of amenities. Okay, stopped at the classic Green Welly, and I got a cheese scone, and we're gonna eat that for lunch. The afternoon, as you're about to see, is where things get really interesting and where we have our first brush with bad weather. The wind is really blowing, so I'm just gonna show you the views. We are in a tunnel, so a small break from the wind. That was very windy. I probably have windburn, but it was absolutely beautiful, so that made up for it. It's raining again, so it is officially poncho time.
Yay!
Again.
Poncho time.
It is raining quite a bit.
Poncho though? It's coming in clutch. I can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah.
We're almost there. Dinner was super good. Sorry I didn't film too much towards the end of the day. It got really cold and really windy and wet and rainy, but we are eating and then going back to the hostel now. Very eventful day 4, and we have a massive day 5 tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes, and hopefully crossing our fingers that it's not raining. Okay, last thing, and then I'll be done. But no one's in our hostel right now, so we're gonna give you a little hostel tour. Okay, this is the bathroom. You come in here. This shower does not work. This one does. And then you walk this way. We have everyone's stuff, socks, hiking poles, my hiking shoes. I probably need to move those. And then it's a 10-person bed, or 10-person bedroom. This is Maddie's bunk, and this is my bunk. It's got some outlets, a spot to dry. We're not drying anything right now. Good morning, welcome to day 5 on the West Highland Way. This is our longest day. We have about 20 miles, which will probably end up being 21. We're going from Bridge of Orkney to Kinloch with a nice double staircase at the very end. Feeling good. I slept amazing last night. We were in a 10-person hostel, but no one said or did anything. It was very quiet and I slept really well. I think I'm so tired at this point in the trail that I'll sleep well no matter what. We also tentatively don't have as much rain today. It is not raining right now, which if you remember from yesterday, there was a ton of rain. So this is a huge blessing. But yeah, otherwise, second to last day, longest day of the trip. So let's get our hiking on. Okay, it's raining a little bit, so the ponchos are on, but we're just vibing. It's out here kind of in a barren landscape, and we're just cruising and hopefully stopping soon for a break. But I feel good, with the exception of my pack hurting a little bit. My feet feel fine, and the views are really, really stunning, so that's fun to see. So I'm from the mountains of Virginia, and these mountains, the Scottish Highlands, are actually the same mountain range all the way back from Pangea. Looking around at this landscape right now, it's hard to believe that, but it's cool. That's why it probably feels a little bit like home. This was truly my favorite part of the entire trail, is walking through this section. It just got so epic.
10 minutes ago we could see everything. Now we're just hiking in the clouds. It is absolutely beautiful this morning. It's a little foggy, but wow, this doesn't even feel like anything we've seen before. Absolutely magical this morning. We're some of the only ones out here. It's so quiet and it's absolutely stunning. Wow. Okay, made it to Inveroran. I talked to a lovely Australian teacher. That was so fun. And now we are stopping really quick so that my hiking friend can use the bathroom. We've seen this father-son duo like every single day of the trip, and we just saw them. And we're staying in the same place tonight, so that'll be cool. Our tentative next stop is Glasgow to hopefully get some lunch there, but we have a little bit while. There's a castle down there. We haven't seen too many castles on this trail yet, so that was cool.
It started to rain, but it didn't even matter because the landscape was so epic.
This is just such an awesome part of the trail, even in the rain. I was reading a blog post and this girl said that this part of the trail is really trippy because you can see the trail for miles and miles and miles in the distance, and I think I'm at that point. I can see at least a mile ahead right now, but this is so beautiful. I'm stunned and in awe.
These views right here are why I love Scotland.
Right when I'm thinking there's no way this could get any better, this is the prettiest view I've ever seen. There's a castle. There are castle ruins at the bottom of that mountain. The sun is shining on us for the first time all day, and I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it feels good for right now. I was definitely the most nervous about the double staircase part of the hike, and we are starting it with some definite storm clouds around, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, made it to the top of double staircase with my rain poncho on the entire time. It's pretty difficult. It's not as long. I think if it was any longer, it'd be a really difficult trail. But yeah, now we have some miles downhill and then we'll get to King Loch and be done with our longest day. Despite us being like 16 miles in, my body is actually holding up the best that it has so far. With the exception of my left foot, everything is feeling actually pretty okay. Also, no words for how thankful I am that it is not raining right now. That is the sun on my face for basically one of the first times all day, and it feels really good. Okay, about a mile and a half from where we're staying tonight, 20 miles in, and everything I said earlier was a lie. This is really starting to hurt. We're almost there. We did a lot today, a lot of hiking. This was a day where I feel like we really went far, like we actually really covered ground, and we walked through like all sorts of different weather variations, but right now it's pretty sunny. So my one stress, because I have to have something to stress about, is making sure that we get our lodging squared away. I have a reservation, so everything should be fine, but we're getting in definitely a little bit later than I was expecting. Also dinner, I don't know what we're gonna do for dinner. We might just be getting stuff at the co-op, but honestly, I'm so exhausted that just having chips and chocolate for dinner sounds pretty good. We'll see, but we're almost there.
To be honest, the last mile on day 5 really started to stretch out,
and we started to lose our minds a little bit. It might just be the delirium setting in, but I don't know, I'm getting a little emotional. Today was a hard day, but I did it. Like, unless something really bad happens, I will finish. I'm limping a little bit, and I don't know, I'm just walking and I'm thinking about my life. I'm frequently, I think, underestimated. I don't think people necessarily think that I can do a lot. I think people very quickly make snap judgments about me, and that's happened a lot with us on this trip. People being really shocked that we're doing the hike in 6 days. And this is so hard right now. We've walked 21 miles and it's like almost 7, but we're doing it. And you know, it doesn't really matter what other people think, because like, I know I'm strong and I know that I can do things. And even if I am underestimated, that's okay. I'll just keep doing my thing, and that's what I've had to do today. Just hiking my own hike, and I'm really proud of myself for this. I'm really, really proud of myself for what I've done so far on this trip and on this journey. And we are almost to camp. Like I said earlier, I hope it all works out. Okay, we made it. We were staying at Blackwater Hostel and Campsite. Today was absolutely insane. We hiked 22 miles, ended up going from Bridge of Orchy all the way to Kinloch. I am exhausted. I was basically limping at the end. That's a really challenging section of the trail. Somehow we're still here, still going. Tomorrow's our last day. We have a 16 mile hike to Fort William. I guess reflections on the day. The first part of the day was really good. It was beautiful just to be able to see parts of Scotland and the Highlands that you can only see from the West Highland Way. So for example, the second half of today we were hiking like semi near the road the whole time, and you can see everything that we were seeing from the road. But the part that we were on at the beginning of the day was beautiful, and we were the only ones that could see it. I feel really blessed to have seen a lot of those views with my own eyes. So that was amazing. Otherwise, the weather was like not very good for the first part of the day, but a lot better the second part of the day. We had the rain ponchos on a lot, which was really fun. And yeah, I think things are going well. I am starting to realize how much of a toll this is all taking on my body. Like in the moment when you're hiking, it doesn't seem that bad, and you have momentum and you're just so methodical about one step, one foot in front of the other. And then when you don't have that, like when you're back at the campsite or wherever you're staying, it's like, oh my god, this is actually really affecting my body. I had foot pain today that I had never had before. My hips are hurting so badly, but I think I'm gonna finish this. Tomorrow is gonna be bittersweet. But that's a plan. Hopefully we can sleep very well. I haven't been updating on what I've been reading on this trip, but I've been reading Beartown on my Kindle, and it's pretty good. I read like a little bit of it each night before I go to bed. Kindle, I would gladly hike another 96 miles with this thing. It's just perfect and wonderful and lightweight, and it can give me all the books. Tomorrow's the last day. We'll see how it goes. Bye. This is officially the start of our last day on trail. We have 16 miles on deck, and then we'll be in Fort William. There's a lot of hype around Devil's Staircase, but no one talks about the hill to get out of Kinloch. It is a beast. Okay, I think we made it up a pretty hard section of the trail. We ran into a bunch of friends. That's one of the one of the cool parts of this trail is you tend to hike with the same people each day. So it was really good. We saw some people that we haven't seen for 2 or 3 days, and a lot of them are on the train back with us tomorrow. Now we're just gonna hike and vibe for a little bit. We're going through a really beautiful section of the trail right now, and it's neat because there's no road through this, so you can really only get this view by hiking the West Highland Way. We've come across another castle. Today's been very smooth so far. We're really just going through this one valley, and it's really pretty. Okay, we're kind of through that little mountain pass. We are still not really near the end of the trail, but we might be done with a lot of the heavy climbing of the trail, which is crazy. We're gonna have a lot of lasts today. Okay, took a lovely break, and now we're kind of on the second part of the day. No big elevation change, and we're just going to Fort William. We are waiting to see our first view of Ben Nevis, which is the highest mountain in the UK and is also a day hike from Fort William. We are not doing it because we're doing this, but apparently you can see it, so we're on the lookout for that. I can't tell if this is actually steep or if I'm just so tired at this point on the trip, but that got me out of breath, and it's not done yet. We kept hiking through some pretty wide open fields, keeping our eye out, and eventually finally saw what would kind of mark the end of our journey, Ben Nevis. Found Ben Nevis, and it's a beautiful section of the trail. Okay, we are, I think, heading down for the day and the trip. There's so many hikers out right now, I guess because we're getting towards the end and everyone's in such a good mood. There's definitely a feeling of celebration at this point in the hike. At this point in the trail, I was feeling, number one, so proud of myself because I knew we were gonna finish the trail. And number two, so sad that it was coming to an end. We made it up the last climb of the trip. Okay, we have officially, hopefully, reached the top and are truly on the descent into Fort William. We are mildly chaotic, and we're actually gonna take a detour to go see an old fort. This is an optional side quest. It's not officially on the West Highland Way trail, and I would recommend doing it not really for the fort, but because you get really cool views of Ben Nevis. Okay, made it to the top. The actual fort itself is pretty lackluster, but the views are absolutely amazing. Okay, we're 3 miles from the finish line. It's pretty much all straight downhill at this point, and we're hurting. Feet are feeling really rough. We're on this gravel road right now, and it's just, I think we're on this for another mile. It's so rough on the feet. But there are other people around, other West Highland Way hikers, and the thought of being done soon and finishing this pretty big accomplishment is definitely motivating. So we'll see how this goes. I have never finished a thru hike before, so I don't know if it's supposed to feel like euphoric or like a big rush of adrenaline, but right now, with 3 miles to go, everything feels pretty normal. We are doing what we've been doing pretty much all day straight for the past 6 days, which is walking. We're on a better stretch of land now. It's not gravel, it's more smooth, and the wonders that that is doing for the feet are unbelievable. I think one big takeaway I have from this is the human body is so much stronger than we give it credit for. It can do exactly what your mind tells it to do. So it will go a lot longer than you think it will. And just like that, we're out of the mountains and back in the farmland. Okay, officially 1 mile left on the West Highland Way. Like minutes away. The last part of this trail isn't actually too pretty. It's through the city and along a road, but there's hikers everywhere. And I guess we're gonna be done with this thing. immediate aftermath. My feet are hurting, but feeling very accomplished.